Hello, I'm Chief Swindler. What can I do for you?
I am here to get my mortgage payment.
Your mortgage payment? I don't understand.
Well, after being fleeced by your bloodhounds with 14 traffic tickets this month, I could not seem to come up with the money for my mortgage.
Oh?
So if you'll just, write out a check, you can send it to the First Communist Bank of America, located down County Route 181, and send it priority mail, please.
I cannot do that, sir. We do not write out checks for people.
What's that? You do not have a problem taking checks from people. But you can not write one out for me.
Like I said, sir, we do not write out checks for people. Is there something I can help you with?
Well, yes. I would like to know why it is the average, hard-working, American citizen that is made out to be the criminal, while the ex-murderer is left to run rampant all over the city.
I don't understand what you are getting at.
Oh, you don't understand. Well, let me explain. As I was driving to work a few weeks ago, a flood of flashing lights glared in my rear-view mirror. I knew right away what it was, but I did not know what could possibly be the problem.
Yes.
Well, as I was wondering what I had done, the officer walked over to my car with his hand on his pistol. He told me to remain seated and to hand over my license and registration. Boy, did I feel like a criminal. And would you believe, well, I actually forgot to put my turning signal on. Could you imagine? What was I thinking? Forgetting to put my turning signal on.
I see.
Well, that's not all. The officer then went back to his patrol car and had me wait for over 20 minutes. When he came back to my car, he asked me to step out and put my hands up against the car.
Oh, I see.
He then proceeded to put handcuffs as he read me my rights.
And did he tell you why you were under arrest?
He said that I had an unpaid seatbelt ticket. Could you imagine? I was fingerprinted and thrown in a jail cell with rapists and murderers because I had an unpaid seatbelt ticket.
Well, sir, there are laws that you must abide by, and if you break them, there are consequences. I am sorry that you had to learn through that experience, but now I am sure that you will think twice about not paying your traffic tickets.
Think twice about not paying my traffic tickets. Don't you think that my arrest was a little uncalled for? Just last week I saw two dopeheads on the corner of Garner and Maud Street selling crack on the corner to young children while the police just drove right by and turned into the Dunkin' Donuts lot. Yet I was sent to jail for an unpaid traffic ticket.
Sir?
I'm not done, Chief Swindler. America is not a free country anymore. Citizens are prevented from traveling freely without being harassed and threatened. We are constantly taxed and fined and robbed from our government officials. Where is our freedom, Chief Swindler? I believe that the American people have been swindled out of our freedom. We have been robbed. While the average citizen had their heads in the sand and allowed themselves to be brainwashed by the government's Soviet indoctrination, the government took our freedom away. And now...
American, what have you come here for? I am a very busy man. I don't have time for such rubbish. You obviously don't know what you are talking about. Everybody pays their tickets on time and you are expected to be no different.
That is exactly my point, Chief Swindler. I am expected to fall into line with the communist agenda. Don't think, just do as we say.
Mr. American, you are starting to talk like a terrorist. You better be careful
Or what, Chief Swindler? You will have me arrested. Don't worry. I know all about that. Try and be an American and you're a terrorist. Don't dare try to wave an American flag in America. It doesn't have the hammer and sickle on it, right?
Mr. American, I suggest that you leave my office. I believe our conversation is over.
I've heard that line before. Whenever the truth is put on the table, you are shown the way to the door. Been there. Done that. But I will leave when I am finished. I want you to know that I know what is going on, Chief Swindler. And your attack on the American people with your criminal behavior is not going unnoticed. Your job as a police officer, chief, whatever you want to call yourself, is to serve and protect, yet you override the Constitution with illegal laws and threaten the citizenry with your communist bullying.
Mr. American, I am going to tell you one more time. The door is over there, and I am asking you nicely to leave.
One day, Chief Swindler, God is going to judge the deeds of all men. And if you are not covered by the blood of Jesus Christ, you will be sentenced to a far worse prison cell than I was. Your prison cell will be in hell. And you won't be getting parole. It's a sentence for eternity.
Thank you for your warning, Mr. American. But I'm perfectly fine. I do not break any laws. I am law-abiding, unlike some people around here.
Sir, you will be judged by the 10 Commandments. And if you ever lied, you are guilty of breaking God's law, and as the judge, he cannot let you go. You will suffer the consequences of your actions. So you need to ask God for forgiveness and accept Jesus' sacrifice on the cross that paid your debt for you, so that you will not have to go to prison or hell.
That will be all, Mr. American.
Yes, that is all I have to say. I pray that you will listen, but if you don't, you will have to suffer the consequences of your actions. Good day, Chief Swindler. Wake up, America. It's almost too late.